Hello! Did you know that in Japan they sell various interesting flavours of KitKat chocolate-covered wafer sweetie thing? If you didn't, you probably did actually, because, you know, you could put it together from reading the title of this video. But anyway, it is a thing, and I have 3 of them to try today. Many thanks to our Japanese cultural correspondent who told me what the flipping heck they were, because most of them don't have the name written on them in English, and they just turned up in the old PO box. And here we are! Nestle KitKat. If you're wondering why it's called KitKat, it's named after the KitKat Club, which was some kind of hip and cool place to go in, I think, the late 1920s or something. I don't know where it was, New York or London or somewhere like that. Somewhere cosmopolitan. The only reason I know that is because we once had a really boring office job and actually phoned up Nestle and asked where the name of KitKats comes from. And they immediately told us, so they obviously get it all the time. So yes, first thing you'll notice, they are an awful lot smaller than the Kit Kats we get here in the UK, so there's less sugar in your diet, I suppose. Either that or I've just grown really massively, monstrously huge hands, and the sofa's got bigger. No, it's going to be the Kit Kat being small, I'm pretty sure of that. And this is Yatsuhashi flavour. Now, Yatsuhashi is apparently a type of traditional sweet sold in one specific region of Japan. It's basically going to be cinnamon flavoured, as is my understanding. And I think these Kit Kats are probably only sold in that area as well, as far as we can tell. A sort of a local delicacy come thing for the tourists, which is backed up by the fact it actually has an area on the back to write, "To Molly, enjoy this different Kit Kat, love from other Molly." So, you know, it's a thing. So, I'm quite looking forward to this, because, you know, it's a Kit Kat, which are quite nice, and it's going to be cinnamon flavoured, and I like cinnamon as well. Just like Guybrush Threepwood. Oh, interestingly, I was expecting it to be standard colour. Looks a bit white chocolate stroke caramaki. Also appears to be full of dead insects, so I'm assuming that's not actually what that is. It smells... Ooh, it's very fragrant, sort of sweet and slightly flowery. As in, you know, flowers that grow in a meadow, not flowers what you make bread out of. And not Mike Flowers Pops, who once got in the British charts with a very annoying version of Oasis's Wonderwall. Right, let's bite into it and see what it's like. Not much at first. Yeah, there's a slightly... It's got that kind of pilau rice thing going on. Slightly sort of flowery taste. And then there's, oh yeah, and then after a while it's very much cinnamon. In fact, it's all gone on to cinnamon now. Oh, the rest of that is really nice. So nice to eat something for a change that isn't massively expired and full of weevils or something. Yep, that's good. 100 points to Kit Kat. I'm going to try and clean this up a bit before we get the next one down. And, the next one is Sakura Matcha or something. Again, a little gift thing on the back. Actually, they've all got those. Message. Writing messages on KitKats. Maybe this is a special size of messenger KitKat. Who knows? But I will tell you, this one is cherry blossom and green tea. That's interesting. I don't think cherry blossom is really something you ate. I thought it was more something that looks pretty in the background of... Bushido Blade on the PlayStation 1. And green tea, I hate. I hate tea in general, so I'm not looking forward to this one at all, frankly. Oh, good, and it's green! Yes, yeah. Green tea. I'm not getting the cherry blossom thing. There's a disturbing bit of melting on there, like it's been held by a very hot, monstrous hand for a while. Right, what does one smell of? Yeah, it smells of tea, basically. Great. Great, great, great. I'm a coffee man myself, but oh well, here we go. Yeah, just tastes of tea, really. No, it's not horrible. Not getting the cherry blossom. Oh, that's very tea, if that is a word. If it isn't, I've just made it. Oi, Oxford! You know, dictionary boys, give us a phone. Give us a phone, mates. Made a new word for yous. Yeah, keep you in business for another year. Oh. Yeah, I'm not... If you like tea, you'll probably like that. I don't personally, so that's not... It's not grotesque or anything, but just not my sort of ting, as I would say if for some reason I was doing a really bad Irish accent. And finally, white chocolate, apparently. And relax. I think I can handle a white chocolate KitKat. I think these may have been sold over here at some stage. I like white chocolate and like KitKat. Shouldn't be a problem. Man, somebody sat on this one for quite some time. Perhaps it is horribly, horribly expired, actually. I'm not sure. Oh well, I'll eat it anyway. What's the worst that could happen? Oh yeah, death. Yep, just smells of, well, chocolate, really. Wafer looks darker than usual. Wow. It's like bland, with a sort of hint of wafer. The white chocolate is white chocolate is usually very sweet, isn't it? It doesn't seem that sweet, and as a result, it's a bit sort of bland, that one. I mean, it's all right. I mean, I prefer it to the tea one, but it's weird. Most of the flavour is coming from the wafer, which is an intriguing state of affairs, I tells you. Right, off you go over there, and we've got one final bonus for you. Anybody here who was born in the late 70s or early 80s will now recognise something that I found in Poundland. The goddamn Blue Riband still exist, which astonishes me. Blue Riband was like a very budgety sort of chocolate bar. In fact, I think it had chocolate on it back in the day. It was just, some sort of chocolate substitute on quite a dry wafer. And it was a bad day indeed if your mum bought these and they ended up in the biscuit tins. You knew you'd have to eat them all before you got anything nice. Yeah, they're sort of dusty and crap, and, well, are they any different these days? You did get 8 for £1. That's the sort of level we're looking at here. These are actually covered in real chocolate now. Maybe they always were, I can't really remember. Quite a thin coating of chocolate. A stunningly thin coating of chocolate, actually. I don't know why I bothered smelling it. It doesn't smell of bloody chocolate, isn't it? It's not a funny flavour, it's just boring. Oh, God. I forgot how dry it was. This is like the very minimum of entry to chocolate bars. This is what chocolate bars would be like if they had to be made by a government agency and just reach the level of what a chocolate bar is. Oh dear. God, I don't remember being this dry. Bloody hell. Or do I? I think they're all coming back to me. Oh dear. Well, that's brought back some of my childhood I'd rather have forgotten. Thanks, Blue Riband. Who makes these things? Good food, good life. Avoid us and you'll have a good life. Yeah, thanks, Nestle. You are incredibly, incredibly ideologically unsound sods. Well, that'll be that then. Good grief. I bet there's going to be somebody in the bloody comments like, oh, I love Blue Riband. Blue Riband are my favourite. Oh. Well, whatever. There's no accounting for taste. But for God's sake, just try a bloody Mars bar or something one day, mate. You'll blow your fucking mind.